give you a little background of why this topic and why I'm so passionate about this one in particular is because I teach yoga, and I specialize in yoga that's called yin yoga, and it's based on traditional Chinese medicine. So it's all about emotional healing. It's all about the energy meridians. It's about healing and physical, mental well-being. So when I stumbled upon, the chakras, this was way back in 2016 when I began studying yoga. But by then I had already begun to study oils. And I, began to deep dive into like, what is this and how does the oil help? And it just blew my mind. It just blew my mind. Not so much about, just, like what these chakras are, but more than anything, how wonderful these oils were to be able to bring about that balance in the chakra system. So I'm here tonight to tell you very, very simply. I'm going to, break it down, make it easy for those of us who are not very familiar with this, the energy system of the chakras or essential oils for that matter, and bring the two of them together for you. And also explain to you how you can get your hands on the most pure, beautiful, ready, available blends. So you don't have to break your head, doing things on your own. So that's the agenda for today. And the chat box is open. Becky and Larry are manning that. I see Praveen, so he's also going to be, we call it manning the chat. Let me just share my screen with you. Please give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you, Becky. So I love to call this the 7 steps to healing, because there are 7 energy chakras. There are a zillion beautiful oils, but there are 7 energy chakras. And that's what we're going to be exploring tonight. Now, what is a chakra? This is for some of us who don't know anything about the chakras, or for some of us that have a working knowledge of it. Chakras are energy centers. They're like gateways that run, there are many, but we're looking at 7 that run up the spine. So what you're looking at is these wheels, these spheres of energy that, you can't really see them, but of course there has been a lot of science and there's been a lot of mapping done. And now you even get these gadgets that, you put your finger into, it's like a biometric, and you have an assessment of which of your chakras are either deficient or in excess. Because these are energy centers that they're working with, the energy in these centers can either be extremely diminished, so you have a weak chakra, or you might have excess energy in that area because of stagnation or a blockage, and that creates an excess in the chakra. So based on what kind of imbalance there might be, you have certain different kinds of behaviors or physical manifestations of dis-ease, or emotional or mental dis-ease, or even spiritual. So when you look at these gateways, you're looking at it on 4 levels: the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual. So in the slides that will follow, I'm going to show you some of those, areas of imbalance, and then how oils can help, essential oils can help bring that balance back. Yeah. So, ask questions if you need. You can always, I'm going to leave some time at the end of the class as well for deeper questions, so write them down if you want to ask, them verbally. Now, what is an oil? So we've understood what chakras are very, very briefly. What are essential oils? So essential oils are not like your olive oils or your coconut oils or your mustard oils. Those are, those are carrier oils. Those are base oils in which you mix these very potent plant extracts. So these are extracted from plants, from different parts of the plant. It could be the root, it could be the stem, the leaf, the flowers, different parts of it through different extraction methods that suit that particular plant. Now, because these are so potent, they're aromatic, that means they can literally, they're like nanoparticles. They make their way into cell membranes better than even, any kind of medication can. So the fact that they are they permeate these cell membranes so quickly and so easily, tells you how potent these essential oils can be. So you want to use them with care. You want to use them with a lot of respect. Now, look at this, okay? It's 28 cups of peppermint tea is equivalent to 1 drop of essential oil. So that is the extent of the power in these bottles of, of plant material. So why are they so effective and how do they particularly work? Now, when you inhale, you just have to inhale an essential oil. It goes right through the nasal passage into the limbic brain. That's your survival brain. That's the part of the brain that stores emotions, that stores your memories. And a lot of that is where, again, the healing begins to happen, because once it hits the limbic brain, it enters into your bloodstream and then enters into the rest of the body, knowing exactly where it needs to do its work. And each oil has different chemical components. So one oil can do multiple things depending on what it is, called to do intuitively in the body. So here you have, the essential oils with the power, to be able to heal within the body. And we don't say that, say, for example, if I had to take Western medicine, I would. Right? I mean, we do not allopathic drugs. We do not negate the impact of how important medical Western medicine is. But this is a way of being able to manage your the various systems in your body, like your respiratory system, your hormonal systems, your emotions, your circulatory, etc., by supporting the functioning of these systems. So we don't promise cures, but we definitely say that these are the less invasive ways to be able to bring about more health in the body. Why is this such an important slide for me? Is because when I was studying the chakras, and my work primarily is in hormonal balance, I was studying the chakras and I realized that there is this amazing overlap between the chakras and the hormonal system. That was like, boom, that was like the mind-boggling aha moment for me. So what we're going to look at right now, as I said, is the physical, the emotional, the spiritual, and the mental benefits of being able to work with essential oils to bring about balance in these different systems. Yeah. So the one thing I want for you to do is, there is in this link, okay, there is this link where you can go on to, I'll put this, let me just put this in the chat box while we're about it. Where's my chat box? There it is. You don't have to do the test right now, but please save the link just for yourself so that you can do that at leisure. It's a nice chakra test that allows you, allows you to see which of your chakras are out of balance, which ones need a little more, energy to flow through them, or which ones have deficiencies. Now, I want you to take just a few seconds to write down your top health priorities as you know it. What are your top health priorities? It could be, as I said, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional. And you don't have to share this with us. This is for you. Tonight is for you. And answer, like, why is this such a priority for yourself? And remember, this is you working with what you consciously are aware of right now, what you know as being something that is top of your mind for yourself, for your family's health. Once you do the chakra test, it will get a little more interesting. So once you have that, again, on your sheet of paper, just write down this, like draw a couple of columns. Keep this sheet handy, keep this sheet at the ready, because what you're going to see in the next couple of slides are, recommendations of essential oil blends and pure oils that you can use to be able to balance out this, this ease. So make your notes. So we've got your health priorities and we've got your notepad well and truly ready. So why natural solutions? As I said, We do not say that we should not be using Western medicine. Having said that, a lot of the time you might have noticed that it addresses purely just a symptomatic, it has a symptomatic approach. Whereas when you look at a natural solution, when you look at a natural approach like using essential oils, it gets to the root of the problem. It literally has no side effects, it just has a lot of side benefits. And what I love most about the oils, and this is again research, right? There's been so many years of research and it's still ongoing. And doTERRA as a company has been around for 12 years, I think coming up to 13, right, Becky? Yeah. And we're constantly doing research on oils, on blends, on potencies, on just the right combinations for various different things that the human body is dealing with, the human mind is dealing with. And more when we see this research, we realize that we are in fact dealing with a lot of powerful, intuitive, entities. These oils just know what they're supposed to do. So that's again the beauty of the research that's been put into our doTERRA blends. And why do we talk doTERRA so much? I mean, I don't use any other oils now. I mean, it's been a year and a half. And I know, it's like wine. You just know fine wine. So you just know fine oil. And the reason why I love the doTERRA, brand and the blends is because they're CPTG, which is the certified pure therapeutic grade of oils. This is a standard that, no one else in the industry is able to match. When you go shopping and when you're selecting essential oils for your own family, please note there's a difference between the synthetic oils you find on the shelves. There's a difference between the food grade oil. There's a difference between therapeutic oils. And you might still find doTERRA oils on Amazon, but please, that is not the way we sell. Those are not the genuine oils, or they're not even, they're not legal oils to be sold on Amazon. It's only sold through a wellness advocate like some of us on this group today, because we want to make sure that you're getting, your oils after a consultation, that you're getting an oil that is right for you, and that you learn to use these with, wisely, with wisdom. So moving on, pen and paper handy. Everyone okay? Give me a nice thumbs up if you all are ready to take. Awesome. Okay, so how are you going to use the oils that you're going to make a list for? You can use them aromatically, so you can use them in a diffuser. You can let them, literally just empower your home. You can use them topically, and we're going to look at some of those options. There's always a need to dilute essential oils in a carrier oil, especially when you don't know the quality of the oil. With doTERRA, we have certain, it's like opening a chocolate box. When you open a chocolate box, you get a whole bunch of different, oils when you buy your kit. And each oil then has a little code next to it, which says, okay, you can apply this topically. Or you know what, this one you really need to dilute for sensitive skin. So they've really gone the extra mile to tell you how each oil can be used safely. Right? There is a certain number of oils that can be used internally. And again, the way one uses these oils internally depends on the strength of the oil, the pungency of the oil, the age of the person using the oil. So that is why we gather every Thursday, so that you can get more and more and more equipped to use these oils, for your family and for yourselves. So these are the three main ways in which you want to use the oils for yourself. Okay, so let's start with the first chakra. Your first chakra is your root chakra. And it's at the perineum, it's at the base of the spine, just between the pubic bone and the tailbone. Remember, these are energy centers. Now, when the root chakra is out of balance, it's all about self-survival. It's all about security, groundedness, feeling what it stands for, rooted. Now, when you're out of balance, you might have eating disorders. You might have crazy financial worries. And interestingly, on the physical level, you would manifest a lot of pain in the hips down. So there could be hip pain, knee pain, varicose veins, anything that's, lower back down, is a root chakra imbalance. When it is in balance, when it is all fine and working really well, there is trust. There is trust in God, in a higher power, in the whole abundance, for you to be able to rest in that ease. So any guesses for those of you who already know your oils, for those of you who've been using doTERRA oils for a while, any ideas what oils you might use to bring about that security, that sense of balance, that sense of groundedness? I'm going to watch the chat box quickly. Any ideas there? What would you use to feel more grounded? No, nobody's willing to take a guess. Ah, who's keeping score? Excellent. Yes. So you want to, in fact, frankincense is an amazing oil for your root chakra, for your solar plexus, as well as for the crown. So I've listed it under the crown, but this is an amazing oil to ground you. So some of the oils that I've pulled out from our doTERRA smorgasbord is here. Right? So I would maybe, if I was looking for just a single oil, I've picked geranium. Now, remember I told you that these oils have their own personalities, that they have their own, intuitive knowing. And geranium is an oil that really helps with financial, worries. It stands in the gap between emotional and financial discomfort. It's also really good for any kind of circulatory disease. So you want to, if you have varicose veins, for example, geranium would be a great oil to use in your blend. Please make a note. Okay, make a note of anything that strikes you from now on. So geranium, it's a bit floral, it's a bit strong. So again, for the boys, I would go with what Joseph said, and I might get myself some frankincense and add a dash of geranium to balance it out. Because frankincense has a nice grounding, slow energy to it. The second oil is vetiver. So very much like frankincense, same. It's gooey, it's slow, it's thick. Again, an excellent oil for muscular kind of pain. So I actually, when I'm working with my root chakra, I make a blend of the vetiver and geranium, and I make it in a nice salve. But if you don't feel like doing all the hard work yourself, we've got ready blends for you, which I can swear by. Okay, so peace is one. It's got everything. It's got the vetiver, it's got the frankincense. I mean, it's just so beautifully put together. Right? And it's all about, again, helping you with these emotions of fear, because that's what the root chakra imbalance is all about. So this might be a good buy. Why deep blue? Because again, we're looking at lower body, lower back aches. It's got helichrysum, which is great for any kind of sciatica, the nerves that's being pinched. All of those are root chakra issues. So again, something I never stay home without. Yeah, you've got to have deep blue on stock all the time. It's a very strange smelling oil, if I may say so, but the most beautiful aftertone. I know Becky had a lovely class on blending, right? Becky and Larry, you had, this was about 3 weeks ago, I think. And you talked about notes, you talked about tones, the middle tone, the bass tone, and the higher notes. Spikenard is one of your bass notes. But the interesting thing is when you smell it, as I said, it's a strange kind of first smell. But then it starts to grow on you. And if you're extremely anxious, if you have extreme fear, this would be the oil for you. And this is an oil that most yogis know. It's called Jatmanshi. So this is a really good oil. And one more thing I must say about the doTERRA oils is that we source very, very carefully. So it is sustainable livelihoods that we are very, very concerned about. It is social impact sourcing that we are concerned about. So spikenard is endangered, but again, you want to be you want to be sure that the way it's being harvested with us is again within the compliances that are essential. So these are your oils for your root chakra. Not limited to, but this is the idea. You want to have oils that keep you grounded, that that slow you down a bit, and that also help with any muscular issues. Yeah? So we're now moving on to the sacral chakra. That's your second chakra in the lower abdomen. It's your reproductive organs. It's your hormonal glands. It's your sense of, all the gratification, all the tastes and textures and all the stuff that you love. When it's out of balance, there tends to be, tendencies to addictions for things, for people. So it's all about boundaries. So these chakras also develop at certain ages of one's life. And it's all about boundaries. So it's about, say, for example, when a child begins to, at about 2, when he wants to find his way and maybe start to let go of the mother's, constant hovering. And if the mother's too controlling, if the father, caregiver does not allow this child to explore, the tendencies are that the child doesn't learn to actually step out of what one thinks is a comfort zone. So if you feel that you have that kind of imbalance, you want to be working with either your hormones, fertility, or addictions of any kind, you want to look at your sacral chakra. And mainly, I was looking up the oils that would suit our sacral chakra. They're mainly the more feminine fragrance, but I would still say for the guys, maybe go with sandalwood, go with cedar, go with the frankincense. But it's all about the letting go. It's all about the surrender. And the oils that I would recommend for that would be Claricalm. Okay, so it's again a woman's blend. Gentlemen, make notes for gift ideas. So Claricalm it's ready. We can use Clary Sage if you want an individual oil, but Claricalm is just brilliant because it's taken into consideration everything you need for hormonal, balance. So this is a great oil. Whisper. This is such a beautiful oil. And it literally, it smells different on different people's bodies. It literally just works with your own personal, fragrance to create a fragrance all its own. So this might be, remember those magic watercolor books where you add water and the color just pops up on the page? Yeah. So Whisper. Let's look at the solar plexus now. I think a lot of, and Becky will agree with this. She's constantly talking about digestive health. Now, the solar plexus, a Manipura chakra, the Sanskrit word for it is Manipura. It's the palace of, of jewels. It's all about this area here. Your liver, your your stomach, your spleen, your digestion, your pancreas, your gallbladder. Now, if you look at it on the personal, the emotional level, it's about confidence. It's about your self-esteem. So if you're looking physical, it's digestive discomfort. If you're looking emotional, it's your self, sense of self, how you identify with yourself, your values, your beliefs. And all disease starts in the gut. So it could be diet, it could be deficiencies of nutrients, it could be bad gut bacteria, it could be the emotional discomfort that's also creating this whole havoc in the system, because your adrenal glands also sit on top of the kidneys, and when they're stressed, when there's over secretion of cortisol in the system, your digestive system also goes out of whack because there's no time to digest. You're so busy worrying. On the mental level, if there's constant rumination of thoughts, constant worry, constant fear, right? It's all again Manipura chakra. So for these, I've picked these beautiful oil blends for us. Now, why did I pick Motivate? Is because again, you want to have something that will help the digestive system, and you also want something that will help the adrenal, the stress response. And the mandarin tangerine family are excellent for that. So make a note of this. It's all in one. Okay, so you've got your motivate here. The elevation is equally good. It's got a little more grounding, with the sandalwood going on there. It's got the lemon. I love the idea that it just helps with confidence and self-worth. And that's essential for your whole self-definition of the Manipura chakra. Remember, this is not limited to, but this just helps you, get on board faster and just know what to use without having to overthink things. Just like your deep blue, please always have this, handy. Keep a digest zen, because when you're looking at the chakras and the energy, of the body, it is believed that if you're constantly, say, constipated, perhaps you're holding on to something. It could be, anger. It could be resentment. It just could be something that you are carrying around with you, consciously, unconsciously. If you're running to the loo a lot of the time, it's believed that you're not assimilating lessons that life has given you. You're making the same mistakes. So you're coming around, full circle constantly in that same, on that wheel. So see if your issues are, physical or whether it's more emotional, and start there. So this would be a great way to help heal the gut, to soothe any kind of digestive discomfort. Zendocrine, amazing for your liver. Now remember, the liver again is in this whole belt of the Manipura or the solar plexus chakra. And the liver in Chinese medicine holds the emotion of anger. So you want, and it's being overworked with the kind of foods we're eating, the kind of toxins in just the environment. The liver is working overtime, like many of us that work from home. But you want to be able to support the liver to flush out all these extra toxins. So this would be something that if you're going on a nice liver cleanse, this would be a good routine to have. So we've done the first 3 lower chakras. We've done the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the Manipura chakra. Now these are the 3 lower chakras. The heart chakra literally here stands in the gap between the lower and the upper chakras. And remember, these are gateways. So you want energy to be able to flow through and down. And the heart chakra is all about self-acceptance and acceptance of everybody else as well. It's about being able to open your heart. So if you're dealing with emotions of grief, unforgiveness, if you're so harsh on yourself, if you feel that you're carrying this weight on you, if you're carrying a weight on your shoulders, you want to be working with your heart chakra. There's sadness, if there's a depletion of joy. Sometimes it can be excess, so you can have manic joy, which again could be crazily unhealthy. So in order to bring about this balance of, giving and receiving love, being able to be compassionate towards yourself and others, start with yourself, of course. What other oil does it but rose? What other oil can do this but rose? Yeah. And I love this because rose is very dear, right? I mean, it's like you're buying gold. So what I love here is that, doTERRA has the roll-on, which is already pre-diluted. So you don't need a whole lot. You can add just a little bit and it goes like less is more. It goes a long, long way. So I make a blend of rose and I put a little bit of ylang ylang. I stumbled upon this when my dog died. And I told myself, I had these palpitations in the middle of the night. I could hear my heart beating. And I said, physician, heal thyself. So I went to my my oil box. I pulled out some rose. I pulled out some mandarin. But because of the palpitations, I added a drop of ylang ylang. And that was such a beautiful, soothing oil. So you'll find you'll even stumble upon your own blends that absolutely suit you, like Whisper. Just each oil works differently for different people. Now remember, this is upper body, this is lungs, this is respiration as well, right? So you're looking at your immune system. All of that is your heart chakra. So breathe is a beautifully put together blend. So it's got all of the oils that will open up the passages, support respiratory health. In Malaysia, it's called Easy Air. So if you're looking at the Malaysia price list, you'll see this under Easy Air. Similarly, Zendocrine that we looked at for the liver is called Zendo in the Malaysia market. Whoever has invited you here today, speak to them anyway, and they will guide you and help you find these oils. Again, heart, forgiveness of self, of others. And you know, this is so beautiful. Can you see this word up there called arbor vitae? It's actually the tree of life. So the oil that's been used in Forgive is the tree of life. When I read that, and when you go deeper into the chemistry of this oil, it's like you want 6 bottles. you just want to have so many more bottles of the oil, just because of what it stands for and how much it understands about, you know, moving on and forgiveness and healing. Because what are we carrying? Are we carrying weights on our shoulders, carrying weights on our heart? For what? Where are we taking it? So heart chakra, one of my favorite chakras to work with. Now we move up to the throat chakra. The throat chakra also has, you know, an impact on, you know, your respiration, on your what do you call it? Your breath. Sorry, same thing. On your shoulders. But more than anything, it's about your metabolism on the physical level, your thyroid gland. And so your thyroid gland, if it's sluggish, if it's slow, then you've got an issue with hypothyroidism, and several other things can be associated with it. Now, what you want to do is you want to be able to work with an oil that will again support the onslaught that, say, these hypothyroidism or hyperthyroidism brings. So you might feel fatigue, you might feel extreme anxiety, right? Or you might have the heaviness, the sluggishness that comes with that imbalance. So the oils again will help support you there, bring about that feeling of more energy, and to get you feeling that, yes, I can get up and do something more. I can speak my mind. I can speak my truth. That's on the emotional level. So you want to be looking at ways to be able to express yourself a bit more. Get your dreams moving. Get your purpose out on life. Actually live your purpose, or live on purpose. So what are the oils there? Cypress is excellent. When you think throat chakra, think cypress. Yeah, so cypress again is, how would I use it, right? I would take maybe a roll-on, about 10 ml of a carrier oil. We have a beautiful fractionated coconut oil that we have on doTERRA. That means it's always going to be in a liquid form, even in winter. So it's easy to mix and to blend. So you get a 10 ml roll-on, you put your coconut oil in there, and I'm very, as I said, conservative, but I'm guessing you can put about 10 drops of cypress in 10 ml or more. I think, Becky, you would put about 16, right?
Yeah, I would probably do that. If you're going to mix it with another oil, such as maybe frankincense or lang-a-lang or something else that you would recommend for the throat chakra, I would actually do less. I wouldn't probably do more than 30 oils in a roller ball, 30 drops of a mixture of oils in a roller ball, but it just depends.
You said about 30 drops, about 30 drops in a roller ball.
Well, like if I'm going to do frankincense or cypress, frankincense, and lang-a-lang, let's say, what other oils would you recommend? You can mix them.
Yes.
And I wouldn't do more than 30 in a roller ball, just because it's just, you know, you probably don't need it. Yeah. That makes sense?
Yes. I'm very conservative. I use about 4 drops for every 20 grams of a single oil. Yeah. But if I was to use cypress, I might also use geranium because of circulation. So remember geranium from the root chakra suggestion. So I would use that. Ylang ylang for sure. you're looking, see, these oils are, I mean, I would apply it here, but then again, it's in the bloodstream anyway. So it's going to find wherever it needs to go. So you don't have to get too anal about where to apply the oil. What should I do with it? Remember, even just a whiff is good enough. So if you don't want to take it, on your body, if you don't want to use the oils that you can use internally just yet, just smell them. Just smell them. Yeah. This is a really good metabolic blend, really, really good metabolic blend. And I was doing, so there's a book that we have as part of, again, the doTERRA community. It's called Essential Emotions. If you can get your hands on the app or the e-version of the book, or, even the hard copy, it comes with an emotional wheel. When you look at that book, it talks about emotions, how they're stuck in the body, which part of the body is manifesting this dis-ease or this discomfort. And they take each oil and they give you, like what's going on emotionally when you're using this particular oil. So grapefruit is all about, again, body image and how you feel about your body and how you might be, looking at food, how you might be treating yourself with respect to food. So it's here in the metabolic blend because, again, sluggish thyroid tends to have that effect on your metabolism and adds weight to the body, of course. So this is a great way to, cleanse and to support the metabolism. Ginger is great for your root chakra as well. So as I said, I've picked the blends, most of these are blends because I didn't want you to do all the hard work. It's already been done, so why reinvent the wheel? And here's your third eye. This is your pituitary gland. Remember, we talked about the chakras also overlapping the physical endocrine system, your hormonal system. Now, the pituitary gland is your master hormone. And right behind it is your pineal gland, which is, for your sleep hormone. So over here is, about decision making, about your intuition, about being focused, about vision. Just again, being extremely balanced. So if you've got headaches, if you've got issues with your eyes, if you really need help in that area, on the intuition, I would suggest jasmine. These oils also have a vibrational quality to them. And jasmine vibrates at a certain frequency that taps into intuition. So that's one beautiful oil, and lavender for your sleep, of course. If you want, I haven't put the slide here, but maybe make a note. You might want serenity if you're buying from the US market, or lavender peace if you're shopping in Malaysia. So this is pure lavender. Lavender peace has a lot more beautiful oils put together. I forgot to add that in here. And of course, jasmine. Jasmine and rose are really, really expensive oils. So I'm so happy that we have it in this touch form so that we still have access to it and it doesn't, cost an arm and a leg. Yeah, because these go a long way. These go a real long way. I like this. This is the ylang-ylang that you were talking about, Becky. Hawaiian sandalwood, frankincense. These are all the oils to be able to just help you literally tune in, stay focused. And remember that we're not looking at one chakra in isolation, because you might want to work with the one that's most impacted, but then you still want balance in all of the other areas. So start where you feel that there is imminent need, and then see how you can balance out some of the others. The last chakra is the crown chakra. And that's again about self-realization. It's about connection. It's about literally finding that bliss, that peace. And if you're not in that space, there's the guilt, there's the fear, there's the worry, there's that constant, feeling of isolation. And the two most beautiful oils for this would be frankincense and myrrh. So you know what I do on Sundays? I make myself a hair oil. So I have my regular coconut oil, and I put some of the myrrh and I put some of the frankincense, and give myself a really nice scalp massage. You can add a dash of rosemary because that's great for hair fall. You can add a dash of lemon, which also has spiritual qualities. So there's so much that you can do when you play with these beautiful essential oils. And remember, a couple of drops goes a really, really long way. So these are, our oils in a nutshell. So now how do you, get your hands on these if you're not already part of the doTERRA family? One is you can reach out to whomever invited you here this evening for this educational, session, and you can pick up your oils retail. But that's really, really expensive. So I honestly would say get your own wholesale membership, because it beats having to pay 25% extra retail. This way you get 25% off on all the oils you want to buy. And you have your own membership. You can, independent of anyone else. And when you add a loyalty rewards program to it, there's even more benefits, because it's like shopping at your favorite store. Every time you buy something, you get a percentage of that product back in, points. And the longer you stay on your program, the higher that percentage. So it's just amazing the way you can add to your library of oils. And believe me, when you begin to learn to use essential oils and you see how powerful and potent they are and how fastly acting they are, you'll soon start cleaning out your kitchen cupboards. your cleaning items will be replaced by essential oils. You'll have essential oils in the toilets, in the bathroom, in your medicine cabinet. You'll be washing clothes with certain detergents made. Becky was talking about doing your own DIYs right at the beginning of our class today, because many of us have bought something called the BOGO box, where we paid for 5 oils and we've got like 12 oils, 13 oils free. So she said, go out and have fun and mix them up. And that's what we do. This is what we do on our WhatsApp group. We're sharing ideas. We share recipes. The doTERRA website is like a rabbit hole. It's like you can get lost in the DIY and the blogs. So a wholesale membership is a great idea. Or if you say, hey, you know what? I really like this, and I also maybe want to do this as, as some financial support. If I want to build my own business, you can join us as a wellness advocate. This is what most of us are right now on the group as well. So we build our own mini, businesses. We counsel, we consult with people who want oils. We guide, we educate, and we share these oils with people so that they can make their families' lives better. And in the bargain, we're benefiting. We're getting our 25%, the oil for 25%. We get our commissions for every purchase that's made under our, from our team members. So it's a really great, especially if you're struggling with root chakra issues and you say, oh, I want some more financial independence and I want to build a more passive income. This is a really good idea. And I can tell you, like, really, really honestly, the support that we receive from Becky, Larry, Suzanne has been immense. I mean, I think many of us here will say that this has been a really good journey the last 1.5 years, and we can't wait for doTERRA to open in India. It should be happening anytime soon, hopefully end of the year or early 2022. But when we open here in Mumbai, it's like, we're the early adopters. And after that, it's just going to be smooth sailing from there. So these are your 3 ways to enjoy the oils. This is the loyalty rewards program I told you about. So every time, the longer you stay, the more of a percentage you get back from the products you buy in points. Now, in order to, so say you've signed up for the loyalty rewards program, there's no extra charge for that. You have your loyalty rewards program. In order for you to keep your point balance, you need to make at least 1 purchase every month, the most minimum purchase, just to keep the account running and the percentage that you've achieved. If you want your points to be credited, if you want each product that you buy to actually have it credited, you need a minimum purchase of 50 PV, that's point value. So it's approximately like a $50 conversion. So that would be your investment month on month to be able to maybe add to your essential oil library at home. If you want to do the business, like, so if you're running the doTERRA Wellness Advocate, playing that role, Then in order to earn commissions, you need to make a monthly purchase of about 100 PV. So that's about 100 USD. So that's about 7,000 something to literally run a business that's plug and play. The education is done for you, the oils are done for you. All you want to do is share the power of being able to support people in their journeys. So this is all about the oils. These are some of the kits that you can enroll with. The INR, approximate INR value is on the screen as well, but do reach out to whoever has invited you today. They will guide you. They'll tell you which is, the most apt kit to buy for yourself. Many of us start off with the Family Essentials kit. It's brilliant. So if I'm looking at the chakras, most of what I might want is also in there. These are single oils in the Family Essential kit, but I have the digestive, I've got the respiratory, I've got the immune building, I've got the, I've got the lavender, I've got the peppermint, I've got the lemon, I've got frankincense, crying out loud. There's a frankincense in the Family Essentials kit, and it's about 6,000 rupees for the 15 ml bottle. And I get a nice chocolate box of 5 ml bottles each to explore. So that's a really good kit to go for. If you really just want to start with something more, as I said, conservative, you have your intro kit, which is 3 oils. Another great place to start, because these oils can be mixed and matched, very, very versatile kit. So you will need to give, the person who invited you, your name, your shipping address. They'll take care of, bringing you on board for you. But we're here, we're staying back for a couple of questions if you have. Happy to take any questions. Thank you. Thank you for being here this evening.